And hello again, YouTube. Subway has got expensive. Just throwing that out there. So it's 9:52 a.m. Saturday, April 23rd, 2022. This has got to be the most that I've done before 10 a.m. in a long time. When I've woke up in the morning. I mean, there's days I do more than before 10 a.m., but I've been up like all freaking night. I mean, I can't really compare this to, say, a full night at Amazon, where I've been, working since 7 p.m. And I get a whole lot done between midnight and 5:30 a.m. and I might get some more stuff done before I go to bed. But I forget what time I woke up today. It was early. It was 6 a.m.-ish, 5:30 a.m. I don't even remember. But oddly nice and productive morning, which actually I feel like last Friday was, and I spent most of last Friday morning with Crystal. Still talking about Crystal. I will say this for Crystal. Yeah, the more I think about the time I spent with her, crazy bitch, dodge bullet. Even looking back on the thing of, damn, she stole my Samsung phone. I mean, let's get real. That's the Samsung phone I bought from a homeless woman on a bus for $10. I'm not really out any money on that. It's got a SIM card in it from TrueConnect, which I would imagine has probably already been turned off by now just for inactivity. And maybe it's in my best interest just not to screw with that, just because my service that I'm getting on this phone from Assurance Wireless, because you're really only supposed to be with one Obama phone provider at a time. The service I'm getting from TrueConnect, or sorry, not TrueConnect, I'm getting it confused. The service that I'm getting from Assurance Wireless, which is T-Mobile. Like, it straight up is T-Mobile. Like, I've got stuff from them from T-Mobile. It's just a brand of T-Mobile. Assurance Wireless is, and that service has been really good. I mean, there are some times that it's a little less than optimal, but for what it is and what I'm paying for it, which is nothing. This phone that I'm using right now, it's called a Revel 4. When it boots up, it says TCL on the boot screen. It says is branded T-Mobile on the back. It is not a bad phone, and it generally seemed to, like, using them both over Wi-Fi. As far as like how quickly it launched apps. And other things of that nature, it seemed to generally outperform the $10 Samsung from the homeless chick on the bus. So, yeah, it's probably in my best interest to not have this service get cut off on the basis of, hey, you've got service through TrueConnect. So I should probably call TrueConnect customer service and confirm that, though, just for GP. At least let them know, hey, that SIM card got stolen. I'm just wondering what pictures and videos I lost, and I don't know how many pictures I took and how many screenshots I got on there. Probably not much anything important. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that was like really awesome on there. I can't think of any apps on there that were unique to that were special. And in fact, since I got I was using it quite a bit for my vlog, but pretty much determined out of all the, not counting Obama phone number 1, because oh my God, the camera in that thing is remarkably bad. I mean, even my archaic Motorola Droid 4, which I can't really get to do anything of use on the internet anymore, but I can still shoot video with it, and I can still connect it to my PC that I use for karaoke, my Windows PC, via USB, and I can still drag those videos over. and use Windows to upload them to YouTube. And even that video massively outperforms the video on the UMX Obama Phone 1. That thing's wretched. That's got my phone number on it. Go figure. All right, this is some quality modern art. We got a chair and a tire. Alrighty there. I wonder if that's considered legally parked. Moving on. This phone's all right. It's the TCL T-Mobile Assurance Wireless freebie thing. The service is all right. That Samsung overall was highly disappointing. I was kind of amused by its extra wide video mode until I saw how bad its image stabilization was and how low the resolution actually was. At this point, the only feature it really had that this phone doesn't have that I liked was the ability to shoot square video at a resolution of 1080 by 1080p. Although my last video that I shot in that resolution in hopes of being a ride-along video, a first-person ride-along video on a Bird scooter, I bumped the damn screen and wasn't able to do that. So, whatever. It's not a huge loss. At this point, the biggest inconvenience of not having it is not having a phone that's really good at looking at the Valley Metro app while I'm shooting video on this thing. Because I've been pretty much exclusively shooting video on this T-Mobile Obama Phone 3 thing since I put the 64 gig micro SD card in it. And on that note, I'm glad I didn't do what I was initially thinking of and getting two of them and putting one in each phone. So at least there was not as big of a loss. Really frustrated with the thing with that. And I was going to read the rest of the text messages from Crystal because they're psychotic as fuck. They really are. And they went like psychotic on Friday, which was frustrating because we spent most of Friday morning together. Like it kind of started in a dark place. Like, so I woke up at a weird hour of the morning and I was like, yeah, and I'm starting to get ready. Like I'm going somewhere. So where are you going this early in the morning? I'm like, I just feel like being trapped in your bedroom. I'm like, you need to do your job, and you're playing violent movies. I'm not into that. Like, I don't think I told her that, but like, you're playing violent movies, not into that. But at that point, like, the main place I wanted to go was to Rob's shop to see, hey, is he really working on my car? Which he was. So I'm kind of disappointed I haven't heard that it's done yet. But anyways, there's Harlow Apartments. They're pricey, so I've heard. It was not... I told her, well, I'm going by my mechanics, and she's like, well... Is he open this early? I'm like, no, but by the time I get there by bus, he'll be there. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't think she, like, even though she's been without a car so much, I think she's just gotten to this point where she's completely comfortable with spending exorbitant amounts of money to get around by Lyft, which is crazy because if she wasn't spending that money, she could probably afford a car, right? And let's say nothing of the money she spends on, designer purses and designer boots. I mean, what you spent how many hundreds of dollars on Michael Kors boots? Like, why do you want that guy's name on your boots? I mean, they're not bad boots, but damn, you could have bought a pair of boots at Goodwill that look comparable, for $15, and then had a couple $100 to spend on, I don't know, towards a car. Anyway, a lot of people in the park today. That's nice. Not quite sure what's going on, but it's nice to see a bunch of people in the park that are doing some kind of physical activity and don't look like homeless urban campers. So so I told her that's where I was going, and then I offered her to go with me. It's like, you want to see what I do? Come with. as long as you don't have to work. And she's like, no, I can just log in whenever. And I'm like, well, okay. And I think I was trying to explain what happened with that trip, but I didn't really get far with it. But yeah, we rode we took a bird scooter and rode it together over to Arizona Falls. It's kind of awkward going down Thomas because that sidewalk is narrow and there's landscaping that hits you in the head where you got to stop and kind of duck it because you can't go into the street because you get plowed down, and there's another killing machine. And but yeah, once we got off that and we're able to go northbound on 52nd Street. 52nd Street has got a nice wide bike lane, and we rode in that up to Osborne, which also has a nice wide bike lane. And then when we got by the school, I popped on the sidewalk on the left side because you kind of got to go along that to get to the when you hit the park. There's a path that goes to the left into the park that's nice and wide, but it doesn't have a ramp. And where it hits the sidewalk, there's a sharp curve like what I got in front of me here. So not very scooter friendly. So yeah, went from the sidewalk onto that, rode through the park, and went to Arizona Falls. We had a nice time walking through Arizona Falls and showing her the historic pictures and telling her what I know about Arizona Falls and about should do something about that itch. What I know about Arizona Falls and hydroelectricity. I feel like hydro gets lost when people talk about green energy. You hear so much talk about wind and solar and very little talk about hydro. And there's been hydroelectricity happening at Arizona Falls for over 100 years through SRP. So I feel like there should be more of a focus on just getting electricity from the gravity of running water and turbines. It doesn't produce a huge amount of electricity, but whatever it contributes is worthwhile. Anyway, so yeah, we hung out at Arizona Falls and we're chatting about stuff, and that was pretty cool. And from there, wanted to walk to Walgreens, which is about a half mile south at 56th Street and Thomas. I'm glad she was down to walk that far, because a lot of people aren't. Is I damned if I'd want to pay to ride a bird scooter like that short of a distance, or pay for a lift. Give me a break. And there's no buses that go north and south between 44th Street and 68th Street. So we're in that big void where there's east-west buses, there's no north-south buses, and we just need to go south a half mile. So walked that, but then walking by, she's like, oh, can we hit let's go inside Starbucks. That's another thing. Like, apparently Crystal really likes Starbucks. I am not a fan of Starbucks on many, many levels. I don't like Starbucks politics at all. I can't say I don't like Starbucks coffee. I'm just really not a huge fan of coffee, but if I'm going to buy coffee, I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of money at Starbucks. I'm going to go spend $1 and change at Circle K. In full stop. The place that I usually buy iced coffee is Del Taco. For ages, it was 99 cents. Now I think it's $1.29. You know what $1.29 gets you over at Starbucks? Not a damn thing. So, yeah, she bought a pink drink. I don't know how much it costs. I do know my daughter Allison loves those stupid pink drinks, but yeah. She's like, "Do you want anything?" I'm like, "No, I don't want nothing from here. I don't want to contribute to this corporation. Period." Like, I don't think she understands the whole, where I stand on. I just don't want to contribute to this corporation. I don't want to be here. I sat there and let her order a drink, whatever. And maybe she thought I wasn't supportive enough of her because I just didn't want to be there. But the bottom line is I didn't want to be there. Starbucks is not a business I choose to support. After that, we walked south, went to Walgreens, had a nice chat had a nice walk, nice chat on the way. Went from Walgreens to, from there. She had mentioned she was hungry. I suggested going to the restaurant directly across the street, which my friend Chris, who randomly called me yesterday, I haven't heard from him in a while. He wants to borrow a microphone from me. I'm down, but I'm not really about chasing him to get it to him. Anyway, yeah, we took the... I asked her if she wanted to go there, that I'd heard it's a good restaurant, and she's like, no. And I couldn't really say anything about the restaurant other than I've heard it's good. Like, I've never gone there. Don't even know what the price break is, but I'm willing to, to try it. I got credit cards. Let's check it out. Yeah, she wasn't down for that. So we ended up just walking, catching the bus. Came along fairly quickly. Rode the 29 to 32nd Street, which seems out of the way going to my friend Rob's shop. However, sometimes you gotta take obnoxious routes to get places on the bus here because that's where the buses go. I've said it many times. It seems asinine to me that the Route 32 goes south down 32nd Street to Washington, then east down Washington to 44th Street, and then south down 44th Street to University, where it goes westbound to 40th Street and then south on 44th Street, or on 40th Street, my bad, 40th Street. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. To me, it would make a whole lot more sense for the Route 44 to continue south on 44th Street, south of Washington, but that's just not the way the routes are. So for us coming down Thomas, it made more sense. It doesn't make sense, but I mean, it's more functional to take it to 32nd Street, then catch the 32 southbound. Yeah, we're going several miles out of the way, but it's only one transfer. It's the transfers that take a long time when you're taking the bus. So the less transfers, the quicker to your destination, the less convoluted it is to get destination. So that actually ended up being a super, one of those run across the road and hope to God we catch the bus because there it is, kind of transfers. And went to Rob's shop, and that was pretty good. Went in there, found out that my car was indeed on the lift, which is why I'm surprised it ain't done yet. So yeah, I mean, the morning was good with Crystal. We did other stuff after that before we went back to her place and I crashed out. I'm going to finish the story. I am, but damn it, I'm home. I bought some groceries at Food City. I met a woman at Food City in line. If anything, I should really thank Crystal for this. The fact that I did hook up with a woman and had a really hot, 5-day affair that granted turned to shit and resulted in the loss of a phone. It's been a big boost for my self-confidence. I feel like I have my mojo back. I feel like I can chat up women, which I didn't feel like I do 2 weeks ago. I didn't feel like I do Saturday night. I'm not even sure how I ended up with her, because at one point she had approached me at the bar and asked if I was okay, and I thought that was her way of telling me I was standing too close to her. I didn't think she was actually concerned as to whether or not I was okay. And she asked me that because I straight up didn't look okay. At this point, I feel like I'm okay again. I mean, I'm kind of distraught about the way things with Crystal and I ended. I'm kind of distraught about the way things with Priscilla and I still are, because they're what they have been. But yeah, there's my loins still want her. It is what it is. But yeah, I feel like I got my self-confidence back, and I'm down to chat up other women. The woman I mentioned who gave me her number on Thursday night, she did actually text me late at night last night. Unfortunately, it was after I went to sleep. So I hope to hear back from her later today. I don't know where that's going, but I feel good about it. Yeah, I chatted up this chick named Toya while I was waiting in line to buy these groceries at Food City. And I didn't give her my number. I didn't ask for her number. We just started talking, mostly chatting about music. But I mean, we hung out outside the grocery store for a good 15 minutes, after we should have already been saying bye and parting ways. And we kind of clicked and talking about a lot of music we like. And I told her to come by my show. So hopefully she will.